From suave leading man to one of Hollywood's most recognizable faces, Robert Wagner has lived a life that is equal parts glamorous, dramatic, and enduring. For over 7 decades, Wagner has charmed audiences on the big screen, the small screen, and in the spotlight of his very public personal life. But who really is Robert Wagner behind the charm and elegance? How did he rise from a contract player in the golden age of Hollywood to a household name with shows like Hart? And where is he today, after a career that has seen both triumphs and controversies? Join us as we journey through the extraordinary story of Robert Wagner, then versus now, from Hollywood's golden boy to a legendary figure who remains etched in entertainment history. Robert John Wagner Jr. was born on February 10, 1930, in Detroit, Michigan. His father was a steel executive, and his family moved to Los Angeles when Robert was a child. Growing up in California placed him right at the doorstep of Hollywood, and Wagner, with his good looks and natural charisma, seemed destined for the big screen. In his teen years, Wagner worked odd jobs and attended military school, but he harbored dreams much bigger than an ordinary life. He wanted stardom. And by the late 1940s, the young Wagner was already auditioning and catching the eye of talent scouts. He wasn't immediately a star, but Hollywood noticed him. Wagner began his Hollywood career as a contract player at 20th Century Fox. He started with small roles, appearing in films like The Happy Years, 1950, and With a Song in My Heart, 1952. But his breakout came in the early 1950s when Fox began pushing him as a romantic lead. He starred in Beneath the 12-Mile Reef, 1953, a CinemaScope adventure film that showcased him as a rising star. By the mid-1950s, Robert Wagner was a leading man. He starred in Prince Valiant, 1954, Broken Lance, 1954, and The True Story of Jesse James, 1957. He had the looks, the screen presence, and the studio's backing. Still, critics wondered if Wagner had the depth to last in the long run. As the studio system began to fade, Robert Wagner reinvented himself. He moved into television and character-driven roles, proving he was more than just a handsome face. In the 1960s, Wagner's career blossomed with films like Harper, 1966, opposite Paul Newman, where he showed darker, more complex acting chops. But it was television that truly made him a household name. Wagner starred in hit shows like It Takes a Thief, 1968 to 1970, where his role as charming cat burglar Alexander Mundy cemented his persona as the elegant gentleman thief. The show earned him an Emmy nomination and millions of fans. He was no longer just a Hollywood actor, he was a television superstar. Beyond his career, Robert Wagner's personal life has long fascinated the public. He married actress Natalie Wood in 1957, making them one of Hollywood's golden couples. Their marriage was stormy, however, and they divorced in 1962. Wagner later married actress Marion Marshall and had a daughter, Katie Wagner. But fate brought Wagner and Wood back together, and they remarried in 1972. Together, they had a daughter, Courtney Wagner. Tragically, in 1981, Natalie Wood died in a mysterious drowning incident during a trip with Wagner and actor Christopher Walken. The circumstances of her death have remained a subject of speculation and investigation for decades, and Wagner has lived much of his later life in the shadow of that tragedy. In 1979, Robert Wagner landed the role that would define his television legacy, Jonathan Hart in Hart, opposite Stephanie Powers. The romantic crime-solving couple became a phenomenon. Wagner and Powers had incredible chemistry, and the series ran for 5 successful seasons, becoming a fan favorite worldwide. Wagner's suave, charming persona fit the role perfectly, and the show solidified his reputation as one of TV's most beloved leading men of the era. Even after the series ended, Wagner and Powers reunited in multiple Hart TV movies throughout the 1990s, proving the character's lasting appeal. By the 1990s and 2000s, Wagner shifted into supporting roles and guest appearances, often playing characters that winked at his sophisticated image. He appeared in the Austin Powers film series as Number 2, where his comedic timing won over a whole new generation of fans. Wagner also made appearances in shows like 2.5 Men, NCIS, and Boston Legal, always bringing his polished charm to the screen. In addition to acting, Wagner wrote memoirs, including pieces of My Heart, 2008, and You Must Remember This, 2014, offering intimate insights into his life, career, and memories of old Hollywood. Today, Robert Wagner is in his 90s, still recognized as one of Hollywood's enduring icons. While he no longer takes on major acting roles, he remains active in public appearances, interviews, and retrospectives on his career. Despite the shadow of Natalie Wood's tragic death continuing to follow him, Wagner has chosen to focus on his family and his contributions to entertainment history. He has been married to actress Jill St. John since 1990, and the two remain together. From the golden age of the studio system to modern television and film, Robert Wagner's career has spanned over 70 years, a true testament to resilience, adaptability, and timeless charm. Then, Robert Wagner was the young, handsome contract star who Hollywood tried to mold into a matinee idol. Through perseverance, he grew into a leading man with both film and television success. Now, he is a Hollywood elder statesman, a living connection to a bygone era, celebrated for his iconic roles and remembered for a career that balanced glamour, television fame, and personal tragedy. Robert Wagner's story is one of reinvention, resilience, and the power of staying true to one's persona while adapting to changing times. And that's the incredible journey of Robert Wagner, a man who lived through Hollywood's golden age, thrived in television's prime time, and reinvented himself for new generations. From his dashing beginnings to his reflective later years, Wagner's legacy is more than just his roles. It's the mark he left on the entertainment world. Thank you for watching this Then versus Now biography. If you enjoyed the story of Robert Wagner, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more deep dives into the lives of Hollywood's greatest legends.